I want to share this clip with you from Gary Elekes that talks about rising tides lift all boats and how important it is to have the right mindset and how personal goals can integrate with the company goals.
In this particular video segment, we're going to talk about technician goal setting and how we want to align the technician goal setting with the service department goals or the company-specific goals so that we have in concert working together the individual technicians setting their own goals, working with the service management and the company, so we create that idea of having consistency and alignment. So a couple things to think about. A lot of technicians rely on the company to assign goals, and so as a service technician, what I would like you to do is I want you to think about that prosperity mindset that we've talked about, when you think about the attitude that we talked about, and how we're going to approach the overall process of doing your craft, your work, and so forth. So I think it's imperative that we set our own goals, and we're going to define those goals based on the ideas of what our interests are, our compensation, and how we want to actually sort of take away the rewards, not just money, but the idea that we have job satisfaction, we're doing things that are appropriate, in the community and so forth. So your goals need to be your goals, and the company's goals then are going to be set, and there should be that alignment. So I'd like you to consider the principle of stretch goals, which is, set yourself a target that might be a little bit farther out there than what the company target looks like. And based on that principle, your mind will begin collecting data and information that will allow you to hopefully achieve some of those objectives. So now every company will be different as well. So what you and my company's goal setting process are may be quite different. So I'm going to take you over to the whiteboard. We're going to go through some very specific ideas about how we look at our service department and our goal setting process with our service technicians. And we simply encourage the guys to sit down and map out their own goal setting process as it attaches to the company's specific goals. So no one technician or no one individual is going to be fantastic at every single thing that there is in life. So some technicians are granted the responsibilities and have the ability within the company to sell. Other technicians may not have had application or ductwork experience training yet, so we may not allow them to sell. We may have a senior selling technician arrive and support that process, or some companies might have a lead turnover process. It's kind of how we do it. So we got guys that are trained and ready to sell, and we've got guys that are not. So depending on how you're set up in your company and how your structure of your business is organized, you really just should organize your goal setting process to match what we would consider to be the business model. And then the final thing we're going to talk about on the whiteboard is most service technicians, unfortunately, have not been trained to be able to understand the importance of creating the transaction and how that actually affects the company. So I'm going to train you today on how the goal setting process lines up with the overall company process of creating a profit in service. So we're all on the same page that when we ask a technician to do something in a particular way, it's not because we're trying to be vindictive or we want to do it this particular way because we have no rationale. In fact, there is a very definite rationale, and it has to do with how the income statement of a company produces a profit, how cash flow works, and essentially when we understand that, my experience has been when I have my technicians as a group fully aware of why we're doing things the way we're doing them, the idea of establishing a goal or taking an approach to solving a problem, everybody is in the canoe together and we're all understanding what's going on, so the alignment is much more effective.